All right, what's good, YouTube? We're back again with another tutorial. As always, I just kind of made this beat, and after making it, that's when I decide what I'm going to label it. So I've got this one labeled as like a dark ambient advanced melodic video or tutorial. So this is a dark advanced melodic video. So basically, I'll go through each one of the sounds, show you guys what I did, how I, what the sounds are, and kind of explain how I make these types of beats. And if you guys haven't already, follow, like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of this video and the tutorials that I've been dropping, and just kind of keep me in the loop on what you guys want to see more of. So let's go ahead and do a preview of this video, and then we'll hop into FL Studio. So here's a preview.
It's a malign beat. Oh.
So that's the preview, guys. Let's hop into FL Studio, and let me break this beat down for you so you guys can see how I do what I do. All right, so for our first initial sound, let's go ahead and switch over to pattern mode so that everything's playing properly. As you can see, you've got a couple of different VSTs, some instruments, as always. Now, with these melodic beats, the thing that you want to do is try to find like something very dark and ambient kind of sound, and something kind of weird. Try to find just like a pad of some sort. It's usually what I like to use. Pads are always the best for your dark, well, not necessarily just dark, but your ambient melodic type of sounds. Those tend to be the best sounds, in my personal opinion, that kind of get you started. So I use that as a base. So I always start my bass with a some type of ambient ARP or pad. So this is what I've got so far. Now the key is to find like an instrument or a sound that sounds really weird and ambient, kind of, just funny sounding on its own, and then maybe add some effects and some different, manipulation to the actual sound. Sometimes you need to go in and actually change the settings or the delay or the reverb or, in the actual VST itself. And then sometimes adding something on your mixer channel to give it a dark, weird, ambient sound, or just switching up the sound so it's not just the stock plain sound that everybody's probably heard and used 1,000 times. So once I got like a bass layer down, that's when I switch to something like a pad or another ARP, depending on what I'm doing, and I build off of the first melody. So I start trying to I'll spend most of my time start making the very first melody and make it a little bit more complex, something a little bit more interesting, and then I build from that. And I've talked about that process in a number of other tutorials, and maybe I'll even do like a tutorial of me making melodies one day and show you guys kind of how I do stuff. So this is the second instrument that I have playing, and typically the way I play it or structure it is my first two sounds are always going to be like my sounds that play throughout the whole duration of the beat. I know some producers don't do that. They'll break up the different melodies that play and won't have like a main melody and a main background. That's just personally my style. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I've made beats with literally one sound, and I've made beats with like 7 or 8 sounds. So it all just comes down to what you personally like and what you want to hear. So this is the second pad that I have, and this is what that pad sounds like. As you can hear, it's very light, very fluffy, I guess is a way to sound to describe it. It's just very soft and not, too hard and too harsh, right? So once I have my two bass melodies down, that's this is like the base of my loop or my melody or whatever the case is, whatever you want to call it. I go and start adding complementary sound. So that'll be something that comes in during a certain part of the verse or part of the hook or throughout the bridge, that kind of deal, so that it gives the beat variation while I can still keep all my instruments the exact same, but it changes the beat a little bit just by having another melody kick in, or maybe even another instrument kick in. But I think having elements of the melody kicking in more than instruments kicking in is going to make your beat stand out more. The sound that you hear sticks out and is a lot more present when it's a melody versus a snare just came in or a hi-hat just came in. Sometimes the hi-hat can kick in pretty good, or something like a triangle or something like that. I think you'll notice a change in the beat and the variation of the beat by doing that with the melody. And a trick that I always do is I like to try to make my beats change every 8 bars. So it's like a constant journey that you're listening to through to this beat. It's like, okay, every couple of seconds something different is like, going off in my ear, or you know what I'm saying? So it gives the beat ear candy is what producers call it. So let's hop into the third sound. Here's the third sound that we've got, and it's also another pad. Again, I'm taking advantage of using a lot of ARPs, a lot of pads and things of that nature, and soft sounds, nothing too harsh and too hard or aggressive. Right, so there's that melody pattern there. Again, nothing too crazy, nothing too complex. Everything's kind of simple, but you just want to make it sound more advanced than it is, and just weird. Really is the main goal, to be honest with you. So here is our fourth sound. Right, and so I like to throw kind of eerie bells in my ambient beats and my dark beats to make them sound a little bit kind of dark and weird behind those pads. So after we've got a bell in there, then I threw in a lead. And nothing crazy. All these melodies are very simple, but they sound a lot more complex, and that's based on the effects and the things that I've done to it on the back end. And I might make a video of how I do stuff like that too. Then you just go in and you just do a normal hi-hat, man. You just throw a little hi-hat pattern in there. I kind of did, rather than just doing a straight 2-step, I broke it up and kind of put some triplets in there, so it's a little bit different than what I typically would do. Throwing a clap in there. It's nothing fancy, nothing special there. My favorite little snare combination. Nothing crazy there. Then you got the third, or the second snare. Okay. Triangle. And to make your beats kind of weird, different sounding, and more ambient, a lot of the times all you got to do, man, is just do something as simple as just changing the octave of or the key of certain instruments, making sure it's still in key, and then just changing the placements where you traditionally will put like this sound, this triangle in one spot, and then you do it like every one single bar or something like that in the same spot. Just being a little bit different. All I did was just kind of follow the 808 pattern a little bit. Now we're down to, oh wait, wrong thing. Now we're down to the breath sound. I always throw that in there. That's like my signature style, a little signature sound. And then the 808 pattern. And the key to the 808 patterns are, it depends on the style that you want to go for. If you want to do more aggressive, then you need to have more close together spaced 808s and have them hit a little bit faster. If you want more ambient melodic, then I tend to kind of space them out and make it a little bit more of a variation in between those. So this is the 808 pattern that we've got. nothing crazy, right? But as you heard in the preview, it sounds, you know, altogether very different. So let's run this. Let's hop over into the playlist, go into song mode, take that the highlighted portion off, and we'll run this beat all the way through to the bridge so that you guys can see and hear how it's structured and hear the sounds playing, hear how they kick in, and you'll begin to see, you know, how these beats are put together and they're made. It's not nearly as complex as people think. So to kind of go over things, you have I always do like a little 8-bar intro, then I'll have a 16-bar hook, and all I do is I usually just take out one instrument for the 16-bar hook. That way the hook at least has some type of variation in there as well, like, because like I mentioned, every 8 bars I like to change something. So from this 8 bars, from the intro to this, you know, is different. Then these, you know, are 16 bars are different when it gets to here. And then obviously when your hook comes in right here, or I'm sorry, whenever your verse comes in right here, it's obviously different than those previous. And then you've got a bridge that's different, and then so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and start this from the top, let you guys hear it, and we will go from there. So if you guys haven't already, follow, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think of this video. I want to continue to keep pushing out more videos like this and get you guys the content that you guys want and deserve. So, you know, without further ado, let's go ahead and play this beat. We're going to play it halfway through and let you guys hear what it sounds like. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section, who you hear on it, the next type of style of beat that you may want me to try out, or another tip or trick that you need me to show you that you guys, you know, need to know more clarity on. So let's go ahead and hop in and take a listen.
This a malign beat. Oh, 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 oh.
Alright, and that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be back next week. Like I always say, follow, like, subscribe. If you want to see more of this, let me know what you want to see more of. Follow me on all my social media. Milan Makes Beats. If I got it, you'll find me. If I don't, you won't. And that's it. We'll be back next week. Peace.